sacrificed that because of my soccer tournaments, you know. Man, that stadium was European stadium, you know what I mean? That was a crazy stadium. The field was amazing. The fans were crazy. My wife was telling me that the stadium just erupted. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna be talking about the 5 questions I get asked as a professional soccer player. Make sure you guys stay with me through the whole video. The 5th question will surprise you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think.
Who has been the most influential person in your soccer career?
The most influential person probably be my dad. Just through the thick and thin of since I was little, teaching me the way to do certain things, and introduced me to the game really was changing. I started playing since I was 3, 4 years old. I could ever kick a ball, right? And just the support he gave me throughout, my childhood. It wasn't just really about me playing soccer, but it was what he was able to do for me to be able to keep enjoying and enjoying the sport. You know, it was whether losing jobs. I remember at times where, he lost like 2, 3 jobs just to be able to take me to soccer tournaments. And that's something that's special to me now because of that, I'm where I'm at now as a professional soccer player. The only person that has pushed me to be where I'm at is my dad. I live in Utah. I lived in a small ski town, right? And I've explained this in previous videos, but there was nothing that had to do with soccer, right? And so in order for myself to find a better club, it'd have to be either down the valley in Salt Lake or down north to find a better club, right? And it would be more than 35, 40 minutes, 45 minutes driving. So with that being said, it was more of a sacrifice for my dad. Every sacrifice that he has done is the reason why I'm here now, and so it was losing jobs. He lost like 2 or 3 jobs because of me wanting to go to soccer tournaments, whether if, I don't know, maybe a Memorial Day weekend, and he couldn't go because he had to work on Memorial Day, he would just sacrifice that because of my soccer tournaments, and I'm using that as an example, but I'm sure there was many others where it was because of that, and that's the most influential person in my soccer career because of the way he shaped me to be able to love this game, but also never lose its passion for it.
Which coach has had the biggest impact on your development and playing style?
The coach that I would choose would probably be Martin Vasquez and Freddy Juarez. I had them in the academy with Real Salt Lake, and Martin Vasquez was a guy that, he was just a guy that at that time he was Bayern Munich's assistant coach with, Jurgen Klinsmann, or no, I'm lying. He was the coach with Jurgen Klinsmann as Bayern Munich's coach, And so then when he was at the academy, he was still under Jurgen Klinsmann's assistant with the U.S. national team. So he would do that and do Real Salt Lake Academy part-time, And me being able to pick his brain a little bit was something that I learned throughout my career. Obviously he was working with the best athletes. Obviously being on the national team, that was one of my main goals. I was able to accomplish youth national team, youth World Cup that I went to. But him and Freddie that were at the academy with me, were the ones that shaped me as a player, as a development, because they were with me. I wasn't at home. I was at a residential academy with all guys, and so this was living the dream, and they were basically one of the main reasons why I signed with Real Salt Lake first team. You know what I mean? So I would choose them, Freddie and Martin Vasquez. And then now I want to add someone else where, hey, maybe we view soccer a different way, which was Ignacio Ambriz. Where Nacho Ambriz, he's a now Santos coach. He was a León coach for the Mexican League, Mexican Soccer League, and he was a Toluca coach where I was with him. He made me view soccer a different way. How do you love the game even though you don't play, right? So he was just, his training sessions were always amazing. As a player, I didn't play much under his belt, but that was one coach where I actually enjoyed going to training, even if I wasn't a starter. You know what I mean? As a bench player, I loved coming into training sessions. So that was something really cool too. You know, very few players like a coach when they aren't playing or they're in the bench. So yeah.
What's been the toughest opponent you faced on the field?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, I've faced a lot of players, you know, internationally with the national team, and then also my majority of my career has been here in the Mexican League. But I would have to say this dude from San Luis, I think he plays. His name's Ricardo Chavez. He's just strong. Aside of him being strong, he was just fast. He was big, you know, little stocky guy. But like it wasn't. He was just super intelligent. You know, I just felt like everything that I did, you know, like he would just catch up quickly. You know, he would just pick my pocket, and that was probably something really hard for me. You know, and I told him once. I faced him when I came here to Juarez, and I told him, you know, you have been one of the hardest players I've ever faced, and he actually told me that the same thing, but that me attacking him. You know what I mean? So it's always been that healthy battle. You know, I love those healthy battles. You know, sometimes you have those battles where it's like they talk crap. You start, all this blah blah. You know, things that you just happen in the game. But this dude has been pretty healthy with that.
Which stadium is your favorite to play in and why?
The first one, you know, the stadium that has always been special to me has been, you know, the Puma Stadium Universitario, CEU. Just because of what it represents historically, the stadium can't be remodeled because of the Olympics, you know what I mean, and the school, the UNAM being the most historic, you know, if not one of the best schools in the history of Mexico in general. So with that being said, you know, that stadium for me was special. You know, I was there for 3 years. That has been something crazy, you know. But with fan base, everything was amazing as well. I enjoyed it. You know, the other one was Universitario, but the one in Tigres, the Volcan, that one was crazy, you know. And the special thing about that one is that there's a fan base, or the stadium is always full, no matter if they're losing, you know, tied. I mean, obviously, if they're winning, they're always gonna go. But doesn't matter, rain or shine, or shine, it's packed. Singing all 90 minutes, you know, and that was something really cool. But you know, one of my, I would say the favorite one would probably be Nemesio 10, the Toluca one. Man, that stadium was European stadium. You know what I mean? That was a crazy stadium. The field was amazing. The fans were crazy. You know, and me being able to obviously share and experience my time there. If it was only for a year, it was, you know, it was touching just like the Pumas one. You know, everywhere I touch, my wherever I touch, my feet touches. You know, I always have that love where I play. You know what I mean? So you know, I always fall in love with the club everywhere I go. You know, so at the end of the day, that one was a special one as well. So that was pretty cool.
What's the most memorable goal you've ever scored?
I have two, and I wanted to, you know, this is the reason why I wanted to answer this one. Lastly, I would say it was 3-0 New England Revolution against Pumas, you know, and so it was home and away. So we go to New England, we go to the Gillette Stadium. I didn't travel, I got sick that game. Our team loses 3-0, right? And so we still had, this was quarterfinals of the Champions League for CONCACAF. So there was 3-0 in aggregate. So we come back to Pumas CEU Stadium packed. It was, man, all we had to do was tie 3-3, well, score 3 goals, and then obviously it'd go to extra time, and then it'd go to PKs, right? Man, it was crazy because it was 2-0, like by 50th minute already. I know the New England guys, the MLS team was probably shaking, you know what I mean? It was crazy. And it was like minute 67, around there, you know, I get a cross. The dude deflects it, and I just control the ball and I shoot. You know, my wife was telling me that the stadium just erupted. But that was a very memorable goal for what it meant to be able to tie it and at least go to extra time, and then obviously winning in PKs. And so that's giving a chance for your team to keep fighting in one of the biggest tournaments, in North America, right? And there's nothing like obviously scoring your first goal, at a new club wherever you go, So that's always special to me. But another one that I do remember was it was 106 years of anniversary for Toluca. We played against Cruz Azul, man, and I had, previous to when I scored, I had missed one, and that was a special one for me because I scored a banger, but then also what it meant for the club, what it meant in that day for the club, for Toluca. So that was something really cool. But at the end of the day, I didn't score many goals, but then also my time like at MLS, like Real Salt Lake, my time there was always special. I was just a young little kid from Utah, always wanting to play for the MLS team. You know what I mean? So. And then dreaming of playing for Real Salt Lake, watching Kyle Beckerman, watching all those dudes at that time, you know what I mean? So that was just me. I appreciate all of you that subscribe. All of this I do for you guys to be able to learn, take the most out of it. And, at the end of the day, the most important thing is to be able to follow your dream and enjoy the sport. So anything I can do to help you guys, that's the goal. And there they are, guys, the 5 most asked questions as a professional soccer player. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Obviously, the most important thing. At 1,000 subscribers, we'll be giving out a jersey or some cleats. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys on the next one.